as our friend Richard Southern joins us. Perhaps she could buy a trip to outer space, grab one of those rocket trips. I hear it's pretty busy up there in the nether regions. What's going on?
So get this, Adrian. Now we've been following this for a while, and you know we tend to joke around with this story, but this is actually a very serious story. And you know, to me, it continues to shock me that it's not getting more press. What we found out today, the Pentagon in the States is forming a new task force to investigate UFOs that have been observed and filmed, as we're seeing here, by U.S. military aircraft. This is according to CNN. Adrian,
UFOs or black blobs or drones or UFOs.
However, what we're looking at, Adrian, is footage that has been released by the Pentagon, and they admit that these objects filmed many years ago off the U.S. East Coast defied the laws of physics. They stopped on a dime. They accelerated to hypersonic speeds. They did things we can't do. And the New York Times previously reported that the Navy has an active investigation. So what we have today now is 2 active investigations by the U.S. government. Adrian, I want to show you this quote from sitting U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. He says, quote, "Frankly, if it's something from outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some sort of technological leap on behalf of the Chinese or Russians or some other adversary." And that's the worry, Adrian. They admit we're seeing things that we don't know what they are, and we're more worried that it's China or Russia than it is little green men coming in.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait to meet them to see if Marco Rubio's quote there holds. You know, I guess this came out, you know, a couple months back initially from the Pentagon in the midst of all the COVID stuff. And it was like, you know, COVID was just the story, and frankly, for good reason, it still is. But it didn't get much attention, as you were mentioning, and still really not getting traction. I'm wondering if some people are a little bit suspicious about the timing of these reports coming out of the Pentagon. We've got a presidential election. We've got approval ratings for Trump going down with the COVID cases. And if some people are skeptical about what they're seeing.
It's a fair point. Speaking of Trump, he did weigh in on this a couple of months ago. He called the footage, quote, "a hell of a video," and said, quote, "I wonder if it's real." So that's what Trump had to say about that. But you're right. You're right to bring up the timing, and you know,
it's interesting. But hey, the video is wild, and we'll see what comes of it. Now, if you are looking to stay perhaps a little closer to Earth, Japan has something, an experience on tap for those missing air travel.
As an AV geek, as they call them, myself, I'd love to do this. This is a company in Japan. They're offering virtual reality flights. So they sit you down in a real first-class seat. They bring you real food and drinks, but you're not in a real airplane. But with the goggles on, it looks like you are, Adrian. So with the VR glasses, you can look out the window, and it looks like you're actually flying. It's a 2-hour trip through some sites that they have in Japan. Isn't that kind of cool? Maybe I'm just weird, but I think that's kind of...
It's interesting. It's different. Listen, there's a whole market for it, without a doubt. Now, I guess some people, perhaps even celebrities, getting a little bored during COVID or trying to get some attention, perhaps. Reality TV star duct-taped himself to a billboard in LA yesterday.
Steve-O from Jackass fame, who else? Put him.
Look at him.
Look there. Look at that. He is literally duct taped. It was to promote, Adrian, his new comedy special. You know who wasn't laughing though? The Los Angeles Fire Department. As you can see, they came and got him down. They weren't happy. They didn't want him to fall or anything like that, Adrian. But I'm thinking, you and I, we got to do something to promote the City News segment that we do every day here at 640.
Ratings would go through the roof. You and I duct taped to a billboard. What could be better?
Nobody would even know. The fire department would just let us stay up there forever, probably.
It's all right. Don't worry. They'll be fine.
They're fine.
Thanks so much, Richard. Have a great weekend. It's been a lot of fun this week. We'll talk soon.
See you soon.